Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Ant Valente. I'm a paid search executive at Click Consult, and this afternoon I'm going to be talking through 5 quick tips to establish that you are tracking everything on your website as effectively as you possibly can. First thing we're going to run through is making sure that you've established everything that you want to be tracking on your website. So if you're an e-commerce company, for example, you want to be making sure that you're not only tracking the number of purchases that are coming through onto your website, but you also want to make sure that you're tracking the correct amount of revenue for each of those. If you're more of a lead gen company, then you're going to be wanting to look at things more like form completions, making sure those are tracked effectively, making sure you're looking at the number of phone calls that are coming through to your website, and making sure you can establish which channels they're coming through. Other things you might want to potentially track, but maybe aren't going to be completely affected your KPIs, would be things like newsletter sign-ups, anything that's come through, maybe a contact us page as well, just so you can establish exactly where a lot of these different actions that people are completing are coming from. So the second thing I want to run through is making sure that all of your traffic is tagged up properly that is coming through to your website. So you could be sending a lot of really promising traffic through to your website that's converting really well, but if you can't establish exactly where that's come from, then that isn't going to be of much use to you in terms of making sure you know where you're going to spend any of your marketing budgets and push more towards those channels. So quite a common example of this is if you have any URLs in your AdWords account that are either redirecting incorrectly, or if they are going to a 404 page, you might see quite a high amount of clicks that are coming through to your Google Analytics, but the number of sessions that are being tracked is significantly lower. If that is the case, then you will not be able to track exactly where that revenue or any other goals that you've got set up in your analytics account are coming from, and therefore that's going to be an issue in knowing exactly where your AdWords budget is meant to be going in your account. So the third thing I want to talk to you about is making sure you've got Google Tag Manager installed on your website. If you've got Google Tag Manager installed on your website, you don't necessarily need a working knowledge of JavaScript or need to be a web developer in order to install different tags and to be able to track certain actions that are going to be on your website. So points 4 and 5 are going to be 2 examples of how you can use Google Tag Manager to make sure that you are tracking a couple of specific goals effectively. So if you have Google Tag Manager installed, what you can do is you can check on your forms to see what the form ID is on your website, and then once you know the ID of that form, in Google Tag Manager there's a trigger type which is for form completions, and if you manage to add that form ID to a form completion trigger within Google Tag Manager, you can ensure that you can send an event to Google Analytics and go through a small process where there's loads of help guides available out there to help you set that up. But then once you've got that, you can therefore set up a goal in Google Analytics, which you can pull through to your other advertising channels such as Google AdWords. So number 5 is another very common example that we have with a number of our clients, and that is being able to work out exactly which part of an AdWords account users have come through when they've made a phone call. So you will have a lot of users who come through to your website, see your phone number, pick up the phone and give you a call. However, if you can't attribute that to exactly kind of what's working and what isn't working in your account, it's not necessarily being able to add that much value to where you are kind of attributing your advertising budget. So one way you can get around this is Google AdWords have website call conversions as a conversion type, and it gives you a piece of JavaScript we just easily put onto any page on your website, and that will change the phone number to a Google forwarding number. And what that does is anytime that somebody comes to onto a website, changes to that number, then if a user calls that number, Google will be able to tell you exactly which ad they've come through, which keywords, their location, so on and so forth. So then once you've set up that conversion type in AdWords, it gives you that piece of JavaScript. All you have to do then is add that as a custom JavaScript tag within Google Tag Manager and ensure that that is firing on every page. However, the one thing you do want to be careful of is make sure that rather than just firing it on all page views, make sure you set it to a DOM ready page view. So that means that everything has actually sort of loaded on the page, because the common error that can happen is that sometimes that tag fires before that number has come on the page. So therefore, if the original number's not on that page, that tag doesn't know to change it, and therefore you could be missing out on a number of call conversions. Right, so those are the 5 tips that you can go away and use to try and make sure you're tracking on your website more effectively. Thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.